I've said this before, the WNBA has an A'ja Wilson problem, and I believe that. I think the fact that A'ja Wilson is the best player in the world, and the fact that she is actively trying to, ruin Caitlin Clark.
Imagine yourself as the WNBA's face, complete with trophies, shoe deals, and devoted fans, and then a rookie shows up and all of a sudden you're tweeting about not getting enough credit and berating podcasters for making fun of your logo. A'ja Wilson has established an amazing legacy, winning multiple MVP awards, consecutive championships, and a reputation as one of the best. But her recent comments about Caitlin Clark in front of Indiana Fever fans have sparked controversy and raised concerns about how they might affect her career going forward. If I'm telling you this right now, A'ja Wilson would be among the most well-liked basketball players if she had said nothing during the season. Wilson, a two-time league champion and now three-time WNBA MVP, told the Associated Press that she believed Clark's race was a major factor in her popularity. No matter what we black women do, we're still going to be ignored, which is why it enrages me when people say it's not about her race. Wilson claimed that Clark's popularity is only as popular as she is because of her race. Don't believe that she stopped there. Because of this, you may be wondering if this is just typical rivalry talk, but fans and the media are beginning to wonder if Wilson is being sincere. Is this really about competition, or is there something else influencing these remarks? This is where it gets really interesting, though, because while Wilson is saying that race is the main factor, other WNBA players are seeing their popularity soar. Take a look at Nafisa Kohler and Ogun B, who are becoming fan favorites everywhere, and the last time I checked, they are not white. If you don't want to lie, then tell me why this season. We're all trying to figure out what's causing Wilson to make these statements. Is it jealousy or fear of losing her top spot? Or is there more to the story that we're not seeing? Remember the 2023 MVP race when Breanna Stewart won the trophy instead of Wilson? You'd think Wilson herself would be leading the charge, right? Well, here's where it gets really interesting. It wasn't just Wilson, her supporters came out in full force. Maybe it's because they're just hoopers and people don't hate them, Clyer and AR explained to me. When a WNBA legend was discovered to be liking anti-Stewart tweets, the drama escalated to the point where people were saying, oh, she's disliked Caitlin Clark, she's turning on Caitlin Clark. I stand by my belief that this is a situation that goes beyond MVP awards, so Sabrina Ionescu got on it a bit too much. She was featured on the NBA 2K24 cover before A'ja Wilson was featured on a 2K cover. And there was a great deal. Did you notice that A'ja Wilson didn't miss a beat when Sabrina Ionescu landed the NBA 2K cover? It was supposed to be a WNBA celebration, but instead it became a Wilson-fueled argument. Fans were quick to claim that Wilson deserved the attention. And when Ionescu received her own signature shoe, the backlash was so intense that you would think a milestone had become a crime. People have been complaining about every award that A'ja Wilson hasn't won, including this one from Time magazine, which wasn't even a basketball award. You might be thinking that this won't affect how the media covers, but it's as if Wilson has the media at her mercy. Here's the thing, Time Athlete of the Year is determined by a lot of factors, not just skills. For example, even if it weren't Caitlin Clark, I believe you could argue that she didn't deserve to win. But you can be sure that A'ja Wilson wasn't among the top 50 athletes this year. I apologize, there's no doubt about that. Let's talk about the Olympics for a moment. During the games, when Wilson wasn't exactly lighting up the court, someone dared to suggest that Stewart was the MVP. You know what happened next? Wilson's fans attacked him like it was their job. It has gotten to the point where it feels more like a cult following than fan support, and bullying is acceptable if it is done on behalf of A'ja Wilson. For example, Becky Hammon has even been known to joke about how awful Stewie is if it is on behalf of A'ja for winning MVP when they won the title. The number of times that fans have attacked Sabrina Ionescu is also noteworthy, and it was acceptable when it was done on behalf of an agent. However, this whole situation is causing a lot of problems for the WNBA because when one player has this much control over the media narrative, it throws everything off balance. Wilson has something to say about it, and believe me, you won't believe what happens next in this WNBA drama. Let's talk about why Clark's Nike deal is so significant for the WNBA. It's not just about one player receiving a fancy sponsorship. It's Nike saying that women's basketball is worth investing in. This kind of recognition can help the entire league grow. You would think that every WNBA player would be celebrating, but A'ja Wilson had other ideas. After Citron Clark's Nike deal is announced and she's getting a signature shoot, A'ja Wilson goes on Twitter and rants for about 4 or 5 tweets about how she will never receive the recognition she deserves and that, in essence, she is only getting this because of her race. This is how much of a stir AIA Wilson caused. She jumped on Twitter and things quickly became messy, claiming that Clark only got the deal because she is white. It's unbelievable that a star player would suggest a rookie receive preferential treatment based only on race over Clark's popularity and linked it to race, saying that Clark's deal was because she's grabbing attention from fans and sponsors. However, the thing that has everyone baffled is that in the background, AIA Wilson is aware that she has a shoe on the horizon saying, I'm going to go and enter the Victim Olympics right here, but you know I'm going to go and enter the Victim Olympics right here. Many people despise Caitlin Clark even more because she already has her own signature shoe. Yes, the player who is complaining about not getting recognition is one of the few WNBA stars with a customized sneaker line. As a result, fans are reacting all over the place, with some people supporting her. The biggest shock was when Nike made the bold decision to sidestep controversy in order to avoid offending A.A. Wilson or other top black players. They completely canceled Caitlin Clark's signature shoe line. Although a signature shoe was part of Nike's agreement with Clark, it may not be released until 2026, according to sports business reporter Ethan STW. Wilson praised her for speaking her truth, while others accused her of tearing down a rising star instead of uplifting the league, and the sponsors are silent for the time being. But you know they're watching every moment of this drama unfold. If you think the Nike deal drama was crazy, wait until you hear about the logo that started 1,000 tweets. A. Wilson is about to teach us all a masterclass in how not to handle criticism, but here's the real shocker, it's not just about a logo. Why did Wilson react this way? Is it jealousy, or is there something deeper going on? Some people think she's afraid of losing her spotlight, while others wonder if she's trying to stir up controversy to stay relevant. Wilson's reputation began to deteriorate, and you won't believe where it goes. She then made fun of a logo, saying things like, I'm a Miami Heat fan, I can laugh at the dumb Heat culture kit. You've got to be able to just laugh up. You've got to, because if you're not, because there's issues with that, you've got to be able to. A podcast decided to make fun of Wilson's logo, calling it the dumbest logo ever and claiming it looked like a bottle opener. We've all seen some dubious sports logos before, but this criticism hit Wilson hard. Opening, I might mean something, but this is a bottle opener. You would think that a superstar like Wilson would just brush it off, but nope, she went on a full-blown Twitter rampage. Instead of responding, she tagged the podcasters and sent her army of followers after them. It was like witnessing a nuclear meltdown in real time. Wilson took this criticism of her logo personally, and she wasn't having any of it. However, when Twitter trolls attack her people, she blames Caitlin Clark. Now, you might be wondering if Wilson is just defending herself or if she is playing the victim card. Fans and the media are questioning Wilson's ability to handle criticism because of this reaction, which seemed excessive for a simple logo critique. But wait, it gets even stranger. Remember how Wilson was defensive about her logo. Well, that was just the warm-up. When she went to Caitlin Clark's hometown to play a game, things took a bizarre turn. Wilson even revealed in an interview that she felt intimidated by the fans there. She also talked about how scared she felt playing in Indiana, and the majority of those fans were young girls. Can you believe that a WNBA superstar is afraid of a group of children cheering for their hometown hero? Wilson went so far as to say she felt, let's be honest for a moment, Indiana isn't known for being a scary place to play basketball. Therefore, what's really happening here is that Wilson is trying to make Clark's fan base look bad, or is she really that shaken by the popularity of the rookie? In any case, I believe that all of this was an attempt to have the All-Star game move from Indiana, which will never happen, because as soon as people started calling, as soon as that conspiracy theory started to surface, she should leave quickly. Some believe that AA had a different goal, attempting to influence the All-Star Game's location by portraying Indiana as dangerous. The WNBA is beginning to worry, and rightfully so, when one of their biggest stars is picking fights over logos and feeling intimidated by young fans. The league is trying to grow, but Wilson's behavior isn't exactly helping. In fact, it might be doing more harm than good. Clark broke over 64 records this season, setting incredible feats for a rookie. Her success garners headlines, awards, and big deals, but every time she soars, the question remains, what about AA Wilson? It seems like the storyline is determined to pit these two stars against one another. Overshadowing Clark's accomplishments, she's a lot of people in the WNBA media aren't even congratulating Kate and Clark, asking why it's not AJ Wilson. The problem is that AOT doesn't need to defend herself or Clark. Her accomplishments speak for themselves. However, she uses Twitter to fuel the narrative and stir up drama, keeping the tension alive rather than letting it fade naturally. Why isn't it AJ Wilson? That's a bad narrative to have in the media, but she has the media on her finger because she was Queen Bee for a long time, and she was at the top, just hop at a pop. Been at the center of a lot of drama, but A.A. Wilson could end it all with a simple tweet and a few words: I have no problem with Clark. This season, Wilson's entire goal has been to destroy Caitlin Park, and from day one, A.J. Wilson could have stopped the rhetoric being spewed in the WNBA media because whatever A.J. Wilson says, these WNBA media are scared out of her mind to say anything negative towards A. Instead, she fanned the flames, dragging Clark into even more drama. For example, remember when being called a potential unanimous MVP was a compliment? What happened next left even her biggest fans wondering if we were seeing the demise of a WNBA star. Here's the thing: Rebecca Lobo, a basketball legend who is now a commentator, casually said that if AA continued to play at her level, she might receive unanimous MVP support. That sounds harmless, but Aja's fans went into a frenzy. She said that it might be unanimous, and she was attacked by internet trolls who are reportedly only fans of Caitlin Clark and AJ Wilson. I'm probably going to receive a death threat on Twitter. After this, nearly all of my death threats have come from South Carolina or Wills and Aces fans. Flooded Lobo with accusations on social media that she had disrespected their hero, but here's the twist: she remained silent and didn't intervene to calm things down, almost as if she enjoyed watching the chaos unfold. Almost all of the negative things, whether they were coming from AJ Wilson's mouth or from the NBA or WNBA, are likely coming from him. That's the reality of the situation. A. Wilson's social media spiral is no longer just about her. It is harming the entire WNBA, which is what the league's greatest star is constantly creating. The WNBA is growing, but it needs great role models to keep the momentum going. Players who inspire rather than alienate followers, and stars who encourage rather than discourage their teammates and competitors are what women's basketball needs right now. A used to be that kind of player, but now she is becoming the face of controversy rather than achievement. For example, you can ARU all you want, but A. Wilson has not done anything positive for the WNBA's growth in the last 12 months, and I will credit Angel Reese for helping to grow to W. Nafisa Collier deserves credit for helping Courtney Williams win the playoffs while she was doing so. What will happen to AA next? Will she be able to turn things around? It won't be easy. Her reputation will be seriously damaged, and fans, sponsors, and the league are all likely unhappy. AA needs to think back on her actions and decide what kind of legacy she wants to leave. Will she be remembered on social media as a great player who got lost? Will she bounce back and become the much-needed positive force?